بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي ونسلم على رسوله الكريم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear viewers, welcome back. We have mythology to deal with today. Myths and legends. You might think of myths and legends as Greek mythology and Egyptian and Hindu mythology. But the mythology we're speaking about today is parental mythology. Myths in the minds of parents. So we're not going to make it a very long video, but it's a very important video. So one thing I've learned in running a school is a lot of parents believe in some myths and legends. One of those myths and legends is that my child doesn't lie. So I'm sorry, that's a myth. It's a legend. My son always speaks the truth. My daughter can't lie. Yes, she can. Every human being can lie. Whether they do or they don't, when they do or they don't, changes. Now the issue why this becomes a point of contention is that we don't understand what lying means. You see, with children, especially with little children, before they become adults, before they become mature, you see, there's a big difference between reality and perception. Reality is what is absolute, what's true, what exists. And perception is whatever is in someone's mind, how someone perceives it. You see, so maybe a child is in a dark room. I've used this example before, and they might perceive that there's some creature in the room. Whereas there's no creature, it's only in their mind. That's a perception. It's not a reality. The room is dark, that's a reality. But there's a monster in the closet or under the bed or behind the curtain. That is a perception, it's not a reality. Okay. Truth and falsehood, truth and lying have to do with reality, not with perception. So a child might perceive something and think that is the truth, that is the reality, but it's not the reality. So we can't fault the child, but at the same time we have to understand that it's not a matter of is the child speaking the truth or is she lying. That's not what it's about. It's not about she's speaking the truth. Is she speaking the truth? Is she lying? It's not about that because she's not well aware of reality. She's a child or he is a child. So let's come out of this immaturity or this, because this becomes a point of contention among adults then. So the other thing is that don't make your child's issue a matter of contention, a matter of animosity or negative relations between adults. And this is not only between parents and teachers or parents and schools. It's between uncles and aunts, etc. Your sons, your brother's children, your sister's children, etc. And your own children. Maybe cousins have a beef, and then one comes and says he hit me, and the other says I did not hit her, right? And then you ensue, and maybe relations between siblings become weaker because you got too invested into your children's problems. And that's also part of helicopter parenting, which we did in the past video. So in essence, this myth needs to be debunked. What your child is saying, first of all, your child can lie. It's possible. It's possible that your child is not telling the truth. That's very possible. Don't hold on to this myth that my child doesn't lie. Similarly, we make up other myths that my child can't do this wrong. Could be anything. My child cannot, someone told him, I saw your son with some other boys, at that store at the corner of the street, and they were vaping. They were using a vape. They're like, no, that's not true. That can't be. My son cannot be vaping. That's not possible. It is possible. So if you're going to be denying that reality, that possibility, you're going to be living in a fantasy world. You're believing in mythology. So let go of these myths. There's a possibility that this happened. It might not be true, but there's a possibility. When you close off that possibility, you are living in a fantasy world. You're deluded. You're living in a delusion. Don't do that. So let go of these myths and allow yourself to face reality, first of all, that your child can do something wrong. It's possible for your child to do something wrong. He or she is a human being. Humans make mistakes. Humans do wrong things. It happens. It's been happening since Adam alayhi salam. You see? So we make mistakes. You see? And that's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves forgiving our mistakes. If we were not to make mistakes, Allah would replace us with people who would make mistakes and ask Allah for forgiveness, and Allah would forgive them. So expecting your child to be an angel is mythology. Don't do that. Your child is a human. Therefore, they might make mistakes. So that's the first part. The second part is understand that it might be the child's perception. So for example, they say the teacher hit me and the teacher didn't even touch them. What happened? Maybe the teacher looked at them sternly and they just, the impact was the same as if they would have hit him. That's how the child felt. That's how they perceived it. They're a 3-year-old child. So they don't know what words to use. They're speaking about their feelings. They're not speaking about reality. This is what they felt. They felt as if someone hit them. Nobody touched them. The reality is nobody touched them. The perception is the teacher hit me. Why? Because she's always so kind and soft and gentle with me. And today she looked at me this way. But that looking at me this way, I felt as if she hit me. Now that child cannot enunciate and explain this whole thing. They're 3 years old. And the parent would say, oh, the teacher must have hit him. And going to come storming into the school. Like, how dare you hit my child? Sir, nobody touched your child. No, are you trying to say my child is lying? No, that's not what we're saying. We're saying that nobody touched them. That's the reality. And your child's perception is that someone hit me. Let's work with that. Nobody touched him. Did he get afraid? Why did he get afraid? Now that is going to happen. That's part of the child's upbringing. So therefore, the simple message is give up this mythology. Don't live with delusions that your child is an angel. And understand there's a difference between reality and perception. And the child cannot be faulted for their perception and say that they're lying. They're not lying. That's what they felt. And you shouldn't take a child's statement prima facie and then take some sort of step that might be disastrous for yourself or for others as well. Right? Don't jump to conclusions. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to come out of these myths and have better relations between ourselves. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.